Hello, my friends. So, if April 17th is your birth date, this is a reading for you for this year. It's a three-card pull. It's a general energy card for the year, a challenge that might be inherent in the year, and an action to take to keep yourself in balance. So, the card for your year is the mountain. And the mountain you know, is a powerful totem in our psyche. You know, we look at the mountain and we see it as, a challenge. We see it as a pinnacle. We see it as a sense of rising to our own power, to overcome the mountain, to be on the top of the mountain, to to find ourselves in our sense of achievement and accomplishment. Um, that is for some. Now, there are others who go to the mountaintop in order to be nearer to their soul, their source, their sense of their spiritual selves, rising closer to the heavens. So it's all about, the mountain is all about your mission or your sense of yourself and your sense of your aim. And is your aim to um, to gather power and to be on the mountaintop and to see yourself as better than and forget about the lower people below you? Or is your mountain about um, climbing that for a sense of betterment of yourself and the challenge against yourself, but not about other people, but the challenge about your own power, your own abilities, your own strength, your own courage, your own willpower, and learning those things that the mountain brings to you? Or um, or is the mountain really a sense of you needing to go to the mountaintop to talk to whatever is your sense of God? God is all that is closest power energy. So the mountain is there. There's also another great quote. I think it was Joseph Campbell who said, "The gems of the mountain are really found within." So um, to rise to the top of the mountain may be forgetting about the value and the essence and the purity and the sparkle and the traits that you have created along the way that existed from the base of the mountain yourself up to your highest sense of spirit. So looking within is also the central mountain essence that Campbell talked about. That the central mountain is our soul, and our soul is amongst many other central mountains, but we are always the central mountain to our own soul. So this is the year of looking at your mountain and asking yourself what that means. Is it a betterment of self against others, a competition? Is it a betterment of self against self? Is an ascension to talk more deeply to yourself? And in all of that, the remembrance of the inner gems and the inner mountain and your own central mountain and your own connection to the vibrancy of the earth mother that gave you this form, and the vibrancy of the ancestors that have come before and walked this path, and all those things that are deeper in our psyche are calling for you to look at them. So maybe this is about going to the mountain in whatever form that means. So the challenge in this year is the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is one about kind of a heart-centered mind, also a sense of maybe going across waters, learning how to grieve on some level for those things that didn't come to us, and understanding the deeper process of change and release and surrender and forgiveness and moving on and keeping forward from a heart level, which says, it can't always be in our head and we can't always be judgmental toward ourselves and others. There has to be room for our hearts in this voyage. So the challenge is going to be to, I think, either forgive yourself or forgive others, or trust yourself and your heart to move forward where your head says it wants to go. And maybe this is about your head wants to do something and your heart says, you better think about this. So the challenge might be about listening to your heart when your head is really directing you to go climb that mountain in some certain way that may not be as beneficial to you as other ways, but who knows? Sometimes it's going to be the learning along the way that says, oh, this started as a competition, but it doesn't need to be a competition. It just needs to be sense of my own power and my own finding my own strength against myself. So the action that you can take is the lizard. And the lizard is all about, I think, spiritual dreaming. You have to remember your spiritual self. I think this is the mountaintop. You know, the lizard is on the mountaintop, and he's dreaming himself in a whole new realm and a whole new light. And so you have to have those connections to the mystery and the magic, and you can't be just in your mind, and you can't be just in your body climbing the mountain. You can't be just in your mind uh, doing your work. You have to combine your heart uh, with all of this. And the heart is all about the intuition, the water is about the intuition and the surrender and the going into darkness and coming out into light, the sense of rebirth and the sense of magic and the sense of we are what we dream in a lot of ways is to and learning to reframe our dreams into more productive, truer senses of ourselves is a lot about what the lizard will tell us and a lot about what the mountain will tell us. And it really comes back again to that Six of Swords that says, you can't forget your heart because your heart is necessary for dreaming. And it's going to talk to you on all kinds of emotional levels that you need to look at within yourself because they're your mountain. Therein are your gems. Therein are your beautiful things when we learn how to not hate ourselves and find parts of ourselves ugly, but we find those hidden gems inside of ourselves and dream them in new ways and understand them in their pure gift. Then are we more gentle with ourselves and our lives and more compassionate toward everyone else who's on their own climbing the mountain routine. So, blessed be to you this year, April 17th. Have a great year.